So this is our third Husqvarna, and we got this through a bike swap. So let's go.
Hey! Sige lang, sige lang. Hello. There you go.
Okay, I guess this is the bike. A Husqvarna Svartpilen 200. And we are here now in Antipolo, where a good chap offered his VAR 200 for us to use for a few days in exchange for our own Duke 390.
So yan si Nico. Subscribe lang.
So just a quick recap. We had reviewed two of Husqvarna's Pilen bikes in just the recent months. The Svartpilen and the Vitpilen 401 bikes, both courtesy of KTM BGC. Both bikes are definitely good looking and with remarkable power outputs. We just wonder how the same bike will fare with a smaller engine installed. And now here we are, a 2020 Svartpilen 200. Okay, quick specs. The Svartpilen is the scrambler version of the Pilen series with a 200cc liquid-cooled 4 valves DOHC single-cylinder engine that produces around 26 horsepower and 19 Nm of torque. Aside from the smaller engine that it has, the underbelly exhaust, the lack of quick shifter and slipper clutch, and the cheaper MRF dual sport tires instead of those good old Pirelli ones that the 401 has, the Svartpilen is almost identical with the bigger spec 401s, with the same body dimensions, same trellis frame, same WP Apex suspension front and rear, same instrument panel, LED lights all around, the cast alloy wheels, and Vibra brake system with ABS features. And for what this is, you are getting almost the same bike with all these great features at almost half the price of the 401. Great deal, right? And yes, this is the counterpart of the Duke 200. Think of it as a Duke dress up as a modern classic bike, and you get the Svart 200. But obviously, this is branded as a different bike altogether under Husqvarna, so you get a different treatment, a different feel, and take my word for it, it gives you a different, very premium vibe when riding this bike. But first, let's take it for a ride and get our impressions of the bike as we go. So, let's go! First off, the owner of this bike already made some changes to this Svartpilen. We see that the side mirrors were replaced already with bar and side mirrors, which made the bike looks more like a proper retro bike. Definitely better than the stock ones that stick out like a sore thumb. Likewise, the stock underbelly muffler was removed and replaced with a canister type that comes stock with the Svartpilen 401. I really like how the whole thing was done. I'm not really a huge fan of the exhaust note that comes out of the underbelly muffler of the 200. But this setup gives it a bit more aggressive note, louder and bassier, but not irritatingly noisy. Still stock sounding but with an attitude. To give it a more perspective, let's do a little sound check. Okay, first things first. So now let's talk about how the bike performs. As you know, I am a former owner of a KTM Duke 200, and as we are aware of, the Svartpilen 200 is a bike derived from the former. Now I know, one would expect a similar performance between the two bikes with both sharing the same engine. But experience with the 400cc models did not surprise me that the power delivery of the Duke 200 and the Svartpilen 200 are quite different. While the Duke 200 tends to give a more aggressive acceleration, the Svartpilen 200 on the other hand will churn out a more refined and predictable power delivery, which I find to be pleasantly nice riding this bike on a chill afternoon run up the mountains. The acceleration is smooth and will not give you a jerk on sudden twist of the throttle. It does give you ample power for overtaking and an edge over other motorcycles and scooters 150cc and below. Powerful enough catching up with other bikes of bigger displacements in the twisties, but do not expect the same on straight roads though. But yeah, this bike has decent power to boast. The other good thing about the Svartpilen is that not only does it perform well with paved roads, it can likewise handle the dirt pretty remarkable as well. The owner of this Svart 200 took this bike on trails quite a number of times and the bike did not disappoint. The seat height of this bike is quite high for an average Filipino guy at 835 mm. It would probably be quite fine for someone who is 5'6" in height, but a challenge for someone who is smaller. But that's not impossible as I have seen one at 5'2" in height still able to get on this bike. It does help that the bike is very light, only around 147 kilograms. It is as if you are only riding a standard bike. While a light bike is detrimental for those plying the expressways, this is definitely an advantage in twisties and riding through city traffic. The Svartpilen 200 is priced at around 175,000 pesos, and right off the bat I can think of two bikes that will compete with the Svartpilen. Its first competition would be its KTM counterpart, the 2020 Duke 200, priced at around 159,000 pesos. Sharing almost everything with the Duke 200, the only factor that would sway a buyer to either bikes would be the preference of the buyer itself, whether going for the aggressive street fighter look of the Duke 200 or choosing the more elegant retro vibe of the Svartpilen. You can't go wrong with both bikes because they are practically the same bike. Then the other alternative for the retro classic looking bike is the Yamaha XSR 155, which you can buy at around 162,000. It may not be the same engine size as the Svartpilen, but definitely this bike will give the Svartpilen a run for its money, churning out similar power and torque outputs as that of the 200. As with other Japanese bikes, the XSR 155 sells like hotcakes and many are already plying on roads. While this may be a good thing, but this also makes the Svartpilen a very nice alternative for someone looking for more exclusivity in premium bikes. And indeed, the Husqvarna bikes tend to give that aura of a premium motorcycle that adds to the value of the bike, something that usually gets attached to European brands. But then, premium bikes tend to be more expensive, both in purchase price and maintenance. However, at the end of the day, you buy these bikes more than just the bikes themselves. You buy the lifestyle that goes with them. And with that, the experience. So yeah, that's it. So if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to be notified of our new uploads. Again, as I always say, stay awesome, stay safe. See you in the next episode. Bye for now.